I grew up like a savage. 1 2 1 2. You now rocking with the No Vultures podcast. You got me, myself, Lord Rap. You got OG Clee off on vacation, man. And when he leave there, he going to college. He going to grad school. You know what I'm saying? In front of me, you got Corn the Barber.
What it do?
And to his right, we have two very, 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 very special guests. These guys are Bay Area pillars. These guys are scholars in their own right as far as this game go, as far as the culture go, as far as our people go, right? You got leaders in every community, you know what I'm saying? But you don't always have respected leaders. One of these guys, you know what I'm saying, laid the foundation in this game. You know what I'm saying, for what we've been through, what we going through, you know, the rules that I grew up on, the rules that I was taught to abide by, that I actually saw with my own eyes, somebody that laid it all out on the line is here. And that's Darryl Reed, you know what I'm saying, Lil D, Lil Potna, and this other guy, you know what I'm saying, and right in front of me, you know what I'm saying, is a community leader in his city, the city of San Francisco, you know what I'm saying, the neighborhood of Fillmoe, in the Banneker homes, right?
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, we're going to get it correct.
I almost wore my Banneker home shirt tonight, too.
Because I like to tell niggas exactly where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, just because it ain't got nothing to do with no gang affiliations or no negativity, but we all know when you from a specific area, you have to tell it's different over there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this guy came up in the ranks in the notorious Fillmore district, though, man, with all the people you could imagine, all the people you heard as of recently just learned about, from whether it's negativity or, you know, the legendary San Quinn is somebody that helped him record his first joint.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he went on to do big things, man, sign the Koch, you know what I'm saying, and put out great projects, you know what I'm saying, by the way, independent and on the label. Then the man retired suddenly, kind of fucked me up, you know what I'm saying, because definitely in my top, you know what I'm saying, tier of rappers in the Bay Area, and it just killed me. That always happens to me, you know what I'm saying, when they announce it. Like sometimes you just don't see them.
Just kind of fade out.
But then they announce it, man. You know what I'm saying? But he's doing big things, you know what I'm saying, with his group, project level, his I don't even want to call it all I can call it is a family. You know what I'm saying? That's what I can call it. It's a family. You know what I'm saying? Look at project level and the big things they doing, man. We got Big Rich in here too, man.
Rich.
Honored to be here, baby. Honored to be here, y'all.
Man.
We in the town, man. We in the town. Messing with it.
And, you know, I always get a No Vultures disclaimer and just tell people, man, we know we started this podcast because we were seeing other platforms doing what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? I was inspired, of course, by Drink Champs because, you know, being in the music business before and seeing how this shit go, inspired by Nori and, you know, knowing he was from the street, I liked Drink Champs, you know what I'm saying? Right. I liked to see what the Breakfast Club was doing. I liked to see what Tax Stone was doing. I was enjoying that because I felt like our people was getting raw content.
Absolutely.
The thing I felt like what was missing, and with me and Corn and Clee, we always talked about this, was that we didn't have that same thing from our perspective. A lot of people get it twisted and say, you got a Bay Area show, so you got to have this person, this person, this person. This is not a Bay Area show.
Right.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? This is a show that's we trying to go as far as we possibly can. We will interview who we can, you know what I'm saying? But the objective is to give the people the opinion from the culture or on the culture from the culture. You know what I'm saying? No sucker shit, no sellout shit, no trying to backdoor and put our people against each other. We're a lot of people that came here that had serious beefs kind of let that shit die down and resolve without even saying so, because when we found out and got down to the bottom of it, it was dumb. You know what I'm saying? And that happened on No Vultures, what I call responsible journalism. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
So,
no culture vultures, man.
Man, how you doing, Rich?
I'm great, bro. I'm great, man. It's Friday night. You know,
man.
There was a lot of traffic. So, you know, I'm gonna say it on air. My bad for being a little late. I'm usually prompt. But I'm here. I'm happy to be here. This has been a while in the making. We've been trying to get this interview done for a minute. Our schedules and stuff always never lined up, but we here now. Man. I'm happy. That's it. So,
I told you this before, man. I don't never do the press. I just make my presence felt because I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
So it's up to the person, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like
right.
I'm not recording the album, you know. I'm not doing a project. I'm not promoting anything. I'm trying to help you promote something.
That's
you know
real.
what I'm saying? So if you know the person to come around, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? That's my motto.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be there, and if I see you, I see you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know, the main thing, man, about No Vultures, like I say, is we had a lapse in this hip hop shit, like we got forgot about. I'm talking about our culture here and our opinion. You know what I'm saying? Our impact.
That's
you know what I'm saying? We got a man in the room right now that, you know, and Terry T, that has something to do with Destiny's Child. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying from here, people don't really be knowing what the fuck going on. If we tell them about,
that's a problem.
That's a problem. If
I heard all
that.
when I was coming up. I heard those stories, and I was just hearing a few things T was saying. And it was bringing back memories of what I heard.
Right.
And that was like confirmation right there. What I heard was real.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's like when you talk about Rick Rock, when you talk about, you know, when we had Tone Capone in here, and then his biggest song turns into a horror song in one of the biggest movies, you know what I'm saying? We get forgot about, you know what I'm saying? But we will watch media all day, and no disrespect, but we hear about Primo, we hear about, you know what I'm saying, anybody from Guru to Tim Dog, you know what I'm saying?
For real.
And you know what I'm saying? They'll talk about the symphony, but they'll never talk about something to ride to or Bammer Weed. Shout out to Wiz Khalifa just doing that song over again. You know, some people pay attention to us real heavy, whether they acknowledge it or not. But Rich, man, I want to ask you a couple things, like starting from the beginning of kind of your career, man. So, you know, of course, you know, I know a lot of these things, but just for the people, you was born and raised.
Yeah,
Frisco.
Born and raised. Well, really though, I've been talking about it because tonight is Lunar New Year. You know, my mama full Chinese, and my dad was as black as my shirt. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I was born technically. I was raised in Chinatown for like the first year of my life. I was in the Chinatown projects right off of Jackson Street.
Okay.
Waller, the Chinese gangsters, all my uncles and stuff was in the streets. And then we moved to Fillmoe. Banneker homes when I was like 18 months. Been there ever since. You know what I mean? My whole life spent it right there.
Yeah.
So,
And like, you know, I try to explain to people, like, you know what I'm saying, Oakland is like Jersey, Frisco is like New York. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of give you the same, because you get to Oakland, niggas got front yards and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I got what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, in Frisco, you know, you got a front yard. You in the avenues, you a cold motherfucker, like, you got a front yard. Nigga, you got grass? Y'all got a lawnmower? Every time I'm in the city, I'm like, these motherfuckers on a lawnmower. Like, you know what I'm saying? So y'all have projects in Frisco, like real projects. That's what people need to understand. Like, this is like, you know what I'm saying, whatever city you could think of, from Chicago to New Orleans or whatever, like they have real projects. We have projects here, but it's only a few. You know what I'm saying? Of course, with D from the Village, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you got Acorn. It's a few real projects here, but y'all have hella. You know what I'm saying? So, growing up in Banneker homes, like, how did you know there was a difference between your neighborhood and others immediately?
Inside of Fillmore, like inside of the mo,
inside of the mo.
No, you know, honestly,
how many blocks is that project?
Really, it's a 4-block radius, right? Well, I mean, 4 corners, you know, 4.
Yeah.
It's big, but it ain't. It's like Banneker's was like because we are Banneker homes, right? So it was like a project, but it was different. They got these co-ops like down the street from where we at. Like, you know, the residents can actually buy in and own something where they supposed to be able to buy in. You know, that never works out the way it's supposed to be done. But Banneker Homes was underneath HUD, but it was just a little bit different. It wasn't like OC Projects. It wasn't like West Side. It wasn't like Sunnydale, Harbor Road. You know what I mean? Those is like real, just Geneva Towers, you know what I mean? Like that. So it was a little bit different. So our stuff was like, we surrounded by Hayes Valley, Page Street, all of these notorious spots. And it was something that was called the Flav, right? The Flav is on Webster between Hayes and around like McAllister. And that was a strip where everybody was able to come, and that's where all the hustling was at. So like when you see Paid in Full, right? And you see how like they roll up on the corner and they in front of the bodega and they all out. That's what the Flav used to be over in Fillmore. So like everybody from YBG come down, OC come over, everybody come over and just centralize right there and hustle. And then behind that in our parking lot, it was something that we called the Ave, and that's where everybody from the Bannekers that didn't hustle up there on Webster side, they'd go down to the Ave, and that's where it was Mania. That's that's like the Carter. That's like what the village was. You know what I mean? Like that. It was real down there.
Right.
And for a long time when I was real young, we was like, because we was right in the middle of this central highway for Fillmoe to come hustle, it was very neutral. Mm-hmm. And it was like, when you have reputations like OC Projects and West Side Projects, they come down with those reps, and our buildings was kind of like, you know what I mean? Y'all in some homes. It wasn't no homes. It's built like, this is a Banneker home. This ain't the Banneker Projects.
Right.
So, you know, after years and years of that, eventually all the dudes that came up with us in our generation, they had to be overly tough to survive in that climate, in that era, in the 90s and with the late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
So we had to be worse than the worst.
Y'all the initiators.
And then by the time the mid-90s to early 2000s, that's when the Bannekers just became like war zone. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was dropping, and every gunshot that was happening in Fillmoe for a 4 or 5 year radius was happening right there on Grove Street.
Okay.
You know what
What years was that?
That was I would say Trey B. Lowe, Tracy Richard, his brother Sean Richard is the first black male that just got the equity. He opened
Burner.
His little brother Tracy was like a legend, young legend. You know what I mean? Just neutral with everybody and had a lot of love. He got murdered on the Flav that we're talking about. He got murdered one night on the Flav, and it kind of lit up. That was in '95. I say by '97. It was bad. It was bad. Everything was just, everybody was dropping. You know what I mean? Damn. Like, we lost a lot between 97 and like 2002. It was just war zone.
Yeah. How was you avoiding all that at that time?
Music, man. You know, I think I discovered and fell in love with music young. Quinn and my big cousins Mark D, Newt, Rich, and Orange. They was like, they all grew up together. So I don't know if you ever seen, like, they got like little videos about Fillmoe, but Quinn is from Divisadero, which is a few blocks up, right? And so all my cousins was from up there, so I used to always go up there and travel. You know, I was younger than everybody, and they used to rap. So Quinn wrote my first rap. He gave me my first rap name. It was Dollar Bill. He was playing off the whole Rich name or whatever. Okay. And but I was like 8 or 9. I was completely not thinking about that. I was trying to play football, basketball, all other shit. You know what I mean? But when I turned 11, we was just messing around in the complex in Banneker's, and everybody was beatboxing and freestyling, just the typical shit you would see in the movie. Right. And I remember my mom, not one of those, but she had a karaoke box. She bought it for Christmas. Okay. And I'm listening to these niggas rapping. I'm like, nigga, I'm not finna rap. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm like, I can record y'all though. Like, let's go up to the house. So the next day, we went up there. We recorded like 3 songs, and I just fell in love with music. I just never stopped. And we built like a little mini 4-track studio in the house. You know what I mean? Mom's bought that shit.
Now, had you recorded the King of the Stage song?
How you know that shit, nigga? This nigga said King of the Stage is the one that Quinn wrote. Quinn wrote that verse, and that's what I did like at 9. Before I was really, you know what I mean? I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just fucking around, but her ass Quinn wrote that though. Quinn was like a fucking genius, bro. Like at 12 years old, dude he sounded like how he sounded now.
Man, you know the first time I heard Quinn, I just knew he was a fucking grown man.
Yeah.
And
like
he wasn't.
Not at all. The whole hood knew Quinn was gonna be like, you know, Ice Cube. At that time, before Tupac, it was Ice Cube.
I thought so too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's how it was. So that, I mean, really, at that point, it was 2 studios in Fillmoe. It was JT the Bigga Figga, the Lab. You know, everybody knew the Lab. And then it was Big Rich Little House Studio. So whoever couldn't make it into the Lab
called a Big Rich.
So they knew me for that. And then my parents was all in the game. You know what I mean? So my dad hustled all my uncles and shit. My mom was the Chinese, you know, kingpin with, you know, selling, you know. Right. So that element was always around. Like, I used to always tell stories to my kids, just letting them know, like, it used to be, here go a brown paper bag, go take this to your uncle downstairs. He gonna pick it up on Fulton Street. And you know, the first 5 or 6, 7 times I did it, I didn't even trip. But after a while, I'm like, man, you know what I mean?
What is this? Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, 8 balls,
Right,
and you know, all kinds of stuff. I'm like, okay, okay, you know what I mean? So now,
I get it.
now I'm like, I know what we, you know what I mean? I know where, I know where these fresh, I know where these fresh Fila outfits and sweatsuits and shit coming from.
You know something, Rich? It's crazy that you say that when you're talking about your life, and I know that you know in your life now how you dealing with the kids, that you understand all kind of situations.
Absolutely.
Because I've been in them situations myself. I said, like, you know, I be up at late night watching, you know, playing Excite Bike with my cousin, and there's people testing, there's people cooking, it's all kind of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, they called me bad, but I wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying? I had, like, if you would have put me in a different situation, I probably would have been a genius.
Straight up.
But I just happened to know how to sell zips.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like so you doing this, and when you seeing all these things, when you finally figured it out, how far or whose life was like yours as far as your peers or the people you was growing up with? Was it like a lot of other your classmates or people that was in your buildings or in the Banneker homes or in the neighboring projects?
It was mainly because it was like,
it was really more smokers, right?
Yeah, it was more. All my friends' parents was, you know, was smoking
cream,
So it was, you know, it was kind of like our Rich in them house was like the fun house. You know what I mean?
We had all
night. We had the this nigga Rich got pizza. All that shit. Nah, it was like it was a go-to spot. You know what I mean? And it was like, so like even with me, like with hustling and even my outlook on the hustling side wasn't. I didn't have the same perspective as all my other niggas that was selling dope. It was like this family business. It was already in me. So it wasn't as like, it wasn't a necessity as much as it was for them. So
necessity for them.
Exactly. That was a survival. You get what I'm saying? Mine, it was like a way of life, and it was like, you know, getting the dope kicked in, and I'm thinking niggas coming in robbing, it's the police, and they trying to pops up. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, like that type of shit.
Real
you know what
shit.
I mean? Yeah, real shit. It was mainly.
And so at that time, when you like paint a picture for us, like as far as equipment wise, you got a 4-track. Do you remember the equipment?
Yeah, we had. All right, so my dad was like the older homies to cats like Ronnie Newt.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And Ron was like an uncle of mine, and he always was around with the Newtrons. So
now,
like
I gotta stop you right there because this is something I always wanted to know. Did Soul Beat come on in Frisco?
Dude, that's why when I just sat here, I was like, I remember, it felt like I was sitting in this room back in the day when we were filming Soul Beat. I was gonna ask you, I'm like, was Soul Beat here? Nah, but yeah, I used to be running around with the Neutrons everywhere, so we'd go do T.Y. Uzi. And it all, like, just running through.
You know, because I'm gonna tell you something, man, like it took me a while as a youngster to figure out the Neutrons was from around here, right? I'm like, wait a minute. You mean tell me they from Frisco?
Yeah.
Right? And so when I'm like, no, these niggas finna be New Edition.
I know.
Because, you know, you couldn't just make a video. You couldn't just make a song. Like, that wasn't nothing that you just did.
Yeah.
Man, you had to put a lot of effort in that shit. And they was good, right? The thing is, when the story came about, you know, one of them dying and shit, it fucked me up.
That
like,
shit broke
as a
my
kid.
heart, man. I was like, that was the first tragedy of my life.
When he died?
He was 15.
He was young, bro.
He was 15. Him and
What is Southern California somewhere?
Yeah, San Bernardino.
Yeah.
May 1st, 1991 at 1 p.m. I still remember that shit. Like, it was like, he was like my favorite. Like, I was like, he took me
brothers.
Yeah, out of the brothers. Like, he took me under his wing at an early age. You know, he was just like his daddy. He was a
go-getter.
Yeah, completely like his dad. So he ran with Pops, and you know, and he was into the music and all that. But Jay and Bob and Lil Ron and everybody, like, they was the talented ones and stuff. And Lil Ronnie, the one that passed, he was just finding his way, but he was a hustler from 7 years old. Yeah. So he just always looked out for me. He was only like 6 years older than me, but it felt like he was 20 years old.
That's how it was back then.
So that killed me as a youngster.
That's crazy. I had to.
He was a gangster. When he went down to L.A., he ended up getting involved in the little street gangs down there and they was robbing stores.
Yeah. They was hitting shit.
It went bad.
But you know, he was like, you know, at that time he was a hero. You know, first of all, for me, I was a very promiscuous young man, and I was like, these niggas got the bitches.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Them niggas, man.
That's all I could think. Like, they got the bitches.
That shit was
I want to do what they doing. I'm finna bump and grind. What is they doing, man? They got it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, So you got the 4-track, and you coming in there like you got now. These are days of you said 90 what?
This was 94.
93
when I started really getting into it, but 94 I went from the little karaoke box to the 4-track.
So it's not no like y'all recording you recording on reels?
Nah, we recording on cassette tapes.
On cassette tapes, y'all putting it straight to the tapes.
On them TDKs. And the first I put in 6th grade, I put a compilation together. I was copying whatever JT was doing at the time, and he had put out straight out the lab.
Okay.
Compilation. I'm like, oh, okay, so I don't got to get one artist. I can get everybody from the hood, all the young niggas, put them on this little project, put it on cassette tapes, and we just booming them shits. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and Pops was helping me through it. He was like, if you want to do this, I'm like, nah, nigga, I won't. Give me the labels for the cassette tape. I want to do the whole shit. Like it was called the BRP compilation. It was Big Rich Productions. Damn. Because at that time everything was productions. Get Low Productions. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
I never was clear on. I'm bouncing all around because there's a lot of shit that's coming up that I think about.
I feel
that I be wanting clarity on, especially from Fillmoe. Like definitely like a place I frequented and I love that neighborhood. Like when JT had Get Low. Did Memphis Bleak buy that or something? Like, what happened?
I don't know.
Like, how did that transition? Am I the only one? Like, I know you know because you're from the neighborhood.
It was very a big topic because we didn't know. Like, Get Low was like the fucking Bible. You know what I mean?
Nigga, I used to. I can go get somebody from outside. Right.
Yeah.
And I used to be teasing. You know, in the hood, you say shit, that's what I was off when I was grinding. Taz would be hitting. We sitting in the car. I used to be like, Get Low, like in Fillmore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what we like for real. Like my niggas out there, I really used to do that.
And when we came to find out, just traveling to New York and stuff, that's what Memphis meant by Get Low. His Get Low was that, like Get Low, like you know what I mean? Like just in the.
But we know that from y'all. That's like
that was a dance
fucking war dance
by Jimmy Driver, JD Walker, man. He just had a stroke not that long ago, but he's still trying to get low. But he invented that dance.
Now that's another thing, and you know we're gonna keep going through your history, but I want to talk about that too. Like as far as the Get Low, and you say his name again. That created it?
Jimmy Driver.
Yeah, because
JD Walker,
Jimmy Driver. Let's make sure everybody know that because I appreciate what Dame and Brookfield Deuce just did. You know what I'm saying? By letting Dre Grant get his props with the Brookfield dance. Because at one time, we was all doing this dance just to do a dance. And it was the coolest dance out. And I'm glad that they highlighted that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so that's what that was? I didn't even know what it was.
So that's what that was.
Dope.
Yeah, so
that's
Dre
dope.
Grant is it's not the Dre Grant dance. It is the Brookfield. But he kept it lit. He kept it alive. And so he passed it on to generations. So, you know, I think that's amazing when people from their hood got their own little thing that they do. You know what I'm saying? And So now you packing this shit up, you moving, you doing what you got to do. Like, is you becoming Big Rich to like? Now you put bars on this shit too, right?
Nah,
you just was straight.
I was just making beats. I was producing. I wanted to just completely be a CEO.
I know you know this game, right? So I know, and you know we like the same age, and so I know that you grew up like I grew up. Motherfucker grew up on all this Bay Area shit, first of all, but you grew up on rap a lot.
Yep.
You grew up on Death Row shit. You grew up on Bad Boy shit. And in my mind, I'm seeing, and from seeing you over the years, I know that you know this shit. I know that you wanted to be that level of CEO.
100%.
You know, Master P. You know what I'm saying? I know you seeing this shit, and I know that's what you want to do. Nobody else would even think about that.
Yeah. Nah, for real. No, the rap side was like a necessity. I feel like me and JT, we always used to laugh at that. Like, I was like a training facility for Get Low. So they'd come through, all the young niggas would come through the house, record.
And he over there picking them off.
You know what I mean? Them niggas would go take the little Sony radio, go outside on the Mac block, play it. Yeah. JT would come out. Hey, all right, nigga, I want you. All right, you three niggas, y'all ain't ready yet. Y'all go back to the house. You know what I'm saying? And then I kept losing my artists. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, that nigga was snatching all my artists, man. Shout out to JT. Like, he used to say Devo, Telly, Max, Scott Baller, like they all started over at my house. Yeah. And when that kept happening, I was like, man, I got to pick up this pen out of necessity. I was like, I literally start rapping so I can keep this shit going. That's how much I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So the rap just kind of just.
So you had the mentality already to ask Pops to help you, but to help you from a CEO standpoint. You wasn't even trying to be an artist. That's different.
Because he had no idea. You know, like he was Ron and Ham Banks and him. He was like just a OG advisor, like on street shit,
right.
Just in general, like music. He didn't know what was going on at all, right?
Yeah.
So I just had a vision, and he was just like, okay, well, let me make a call and see who knows what 4-track to go get.
Yeah,
that type of shit. He was just like my advisor too, but he was just trying to help me navigate through the rap shit.
You said you was how old during this little era?
I was 11, 12. I was 11, 12.
So already we talking about in San Francisco, RBL is popping.
100%.
11.5 is 11.5 is not from Frisco.
Yeah, no, they from Hunters Point.
They from Hunters Point. Yeah. Okay, damn.
Andre Nicotine, Dre Dog was my neighbor.
My bad.
Banneker,
I was about to get them fucked up, but yeah. I always used to confuse 11.5 with the other boys from PA though. Not confuse them, but I used to always.
Totally Insane.
Totally Insane. Yeah, like that. That was the same era.
I see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And who else is popping in? Cougnut.
Yeah.
Forte.
Yeah. Forte was our first superstar. He was the first, like, he pulling up. He pulling up in the drop top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with his.
Are we talking pre-Players Club?
Yeah, he was. You know when he got
because he's on the biggest. That's what I was about to say.
Then when he came home with that, like he came back.
Them niggas could have after Don't Fight the Feeling. Them niggas could have not made another song in their life.
Straight up.
That shit was so fucking classic, man. And you got the elite cream of the crop, Frisco nigga, elite cream of the crop, Oakland nigga. Killing shit with these broads on this song.
It was crazy.
That shit was amazing, man.
When he used to pull up,
that's a blueprint for city girls right now.
Yeah.
Think about it. If it Don't Fight the Feeling and come out, we might not. No one nobody talking that kind of shit.
They was talking shit.
Salt and Pepper, I take your man. That's light.
Them niggas.
Don't Fight the Feeling. Them bitches was popping they shit.
Straight